Carole and Tuesday, show, don't tell. It really wins. It really wins anime. 11 out of 10 episode. It is the best anime first impression, best first episode this season by a long shot, I feel. Amazing first episode. And I think it really is because it maximizes show, don't tell. So what does this mean then? Well, show, don't tell is pretty much the opposite of what Rowling does. So she's like, you know what I didn't write, but like 10 years after Harry Potter, this guy's also gay? Like that kind of thing, right? Where she's like, not only retconning, but also like just telling, right? Oh, but this guy's actually this thing. It's like, but nothing in your story actually portrayed that. Oh, but this is how it is. Yeah, really bad writing, right? Weird act of that. But if we ignore her, right, and talking about Carole Tuesday, an amazing stuff is that, this anime really maximized this thing, right? So I think it was a very good episode, extremely good episode, 11 and 10 by the way, as I mentioned, right? Because as soon as we see Carole, and she's escaping, I like the whole that the bag has an own life, it can watch the steer and so on. That shows, oh, it's his future, stuff is better and so on, right? But then we say, oh, she can't like handle it, so she has to like, you know, jump up on her bag and it breaks, and like all of that tells us so much about her as a character, right? She gets almost exactly used on the train when it starts, and then she gets her paper eaten by a goat and all that, and it really shows how she's as a character. Really quickly, she's funny, we'll understand how she thinks, right? Generally how she is as a person, and so on. And it's really well done. Then we get to Tuesday, and I think it's even better than Tuesday, because Tuesday, as it is image and thumbnail, she's into this, like, you know, she's like hard worker, but you know, these people are mean to her and so on, right? That's also that thing. But even before that, we see her skating to her robe. Someone is stealing some food, and she like smacks him on the head, and that is such a good image, because she smacks him on the head, right? And that really tells us that, okay, she's a good person. She might not, you know, give you a lecture. You don't have to like read a book about her as a personality. You don't need to have like a 10-minute dialogue with her explaining her views of the world and so on. We just get this thing right away here, that Tuesday is against crime, right? She's, you know, even though she's kind of poor, she thinks about honest work and so on. That's important for her, right? So, and of course it has the boys like, you know, don't do it and so on. I think that's amazing. I think that's like right away in like the last first 5 to 10 minutes at max. I already feel that I know both these characters pretty well, and not because anyone, you know, give me a book or someone that tweeted something after they've written it, even worse. But even if you like wrote a long context of like, here's all this person, and in this thing, in this how she acts in this thing, and in this context, then she thinks like this, and you know, all of that, right? No, this is really perfectly show, don't tell, right? We see the first 5 minutes, even 5 minutes. And I read a day, I'm like, man, I love this both characters. It's so fast. You can understand how they are and so on, right? How they act, how they behave, and how they're probably gonna think about life. So not like in maximum detail, not like, you know, they don't know that like their deep philosophy stuff, but we know generally, and of course we know that of course she's escaping from home because of the musician and so on. So we kind of you kind of guess how character is working, and it's a really good episode 1. Just from that alone, I think that I immediately kind of fall in love with both of the main characters. Yeah, right away. I'm like, man, this is awesome. And at the same time, we see kind of like, I don't know what she's gonna be. Angelina, I think maybe a rival, maybe a friend, right? I think maybe a rival, because she's like the corporate girl singer and stuff. We kind of see her like throwing off the dress and like, I hate this shit, and like something. This kind of also gives us her, you know, how she's a character. Later on, we see her in the car, and it's more her and the madams acting to each other. Not just the dialogue, but also how the body language is so on, that tells us how the leadership is, and so on, right? So it's a very good episode. And it's so much detail. For example, I love this scene here, when of course they finally meet, and Tuesday's playing on the street, right? A cop arrives, and it's like, you know, oh, you can't play it here, you have to, you need to get the law, whatever. And the really important thing here is that Tuesday is like, okay, I'm out of here, yeah, run girl, yeah, she's run away, right? But Carole is a rich girl. Carole is very, you know, naive to the world and so on. And we can already assume that, because we know she started the mansion in the episode and so on. But even without knowing that, this scene here also tells us how she looks at the world. She's very naive. So when the cop is like, yo, stop that, she's like, oh, am I in trouble? Yeah, she gets shocked, right? You see her body language. She's surprised. She's not as quick with it, not as, you know, street smart. as Tuesday, right? She's much more like, I'm a nice person. So she's not really used to that yet. And that also tells exactly how they are, they're obviously going to be best friends. After that, they go out and be like, yeah, we're going to do it, so on. But even before that, they say, they're obviously going to be friends. This is the anime, this is the premise, this is the storyline. But we're also right away has, okay, they are different, right? Not only is she rich, she's poor, whatever the classic thing, but this duo, this girl is really smart, she's into this thing, and so on. That tells that a lot there, right? But also, mainly, it really tells us how Carol's a character thinks, right? She's like, a policeman, he's gonna be nice to me. Where, of course, Tuesday's more like, yeah, damn it, the cops, like they have different attitudes, right, to the police and so on. For obvious reasons, right? But I mean, it's like, that's like, it tells us that by showing us that, right? By showing her behavior, right? And that is so strong here. Again, why instead of writing, this is, her backstory, this is her life, and having her talk to him and so on, we can see your face, we can see that imagery there, and also not just how they look at the world, but also how, of course, Tuesday is more like, let's get out of here. She's more, again, right, he's more, quick, agile in a sense, where, of course, Carole is more like a naive and a little nicer, a little bit like, a little airhead, like, yeah, this is nice, this is fun, there's water here. A little more like that, right? It really gives us that feeling of how they work as characters, so on, so much faster. So, man, I love this episode 1. Amazing episode 1. From both characterization, so immediately, I feel like I know so much about the character. Really kind of like their base values of life and so on. Of course, we're gonna learn more about them later on and so on. Of course. But like right away, I'm like, man, this is just good of showing me how they act, how their lives are and so on. It's a very good episode. Very good episode. Absolutely recommend anime. I think it's gonna be the best ever season, especially for new animes. There are, of course, the two major big ones, right? One Punch Man and, of course, Attack on Titan. They're obviously going to have more viewers, so they're very big. But I think both of them, of course, are older animes with like huge followings. So of all the new animes, I think this is, in my opinion, this is going to be the best anime, and it might hopefully like go past these other animes that are not as, because even if it's the best anime ever, it's not going to beat those two animes. They're just too big, right? They're just too famous. But for me, it's definitely the best newcomer anime. And of all animes I've watched, I've seen almost every anime now for the last 1.5 weeks now. So been over all of them since like 1 or 2. And I think Carole Tuesday easily the best first episode of all animes. I think it's 11 out of 10. It won, straight up. So anyway, hope you like button, so on, right. See you guys in the next video.